Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dennis Alster, and this is Getting in the Game, and today we're going to do a little bit of experimenting because it's an experimental. I'm going to reinforce the front suspension. So if you're interested in that and a few little things that I did, stick around. Okay, one of the questions I have that I hope you guys can help me answer is the rods hook up to the rudders and they're not perfectly level. So when this goes up in the suspension, it shoves them backwards together. And my concern is that I haven't researched this yet. This is the first I've noticed it, and it's the first time I've asked a question about it. So if you could write down the remarks and share that if you're flying and you've noticed that they do that, and let me know if you think there's a fix or if there's something I should do, or if it's just something we live with. Okay, well, I got myself a gun, and I've got the 8458 rigid foam for A-pillars in cars, and I'm going to drill a hole in the bottom here. And I don't think I'm going to inject it from the top. I got to think this through a little more, but the place I want it is from about here down. This doesn't come into play. The biggest stress point is right here where it's attached, if that was to want to go back a little. So the reason I'm doing this is just in case of a bad landing or you hit a monkey spot and it grabbed the tire. I know they like to land these on the main gear and then lower the nose, but you don't always have that option. Or let's say you were landing in a wet strip and it was just a little more mucky than you expected, and it hit the main gear and went down, and this really drove into the ground and really wanted to pull it back. I'm just hoping I'll get just a little extra strength right here, and that's the only reason I'm doing this, is just a little more strength. And the nice part is it's not adding any weight. Foam is nothing. But once I get the inside of this cleaned up and ready to accept the foam, it bonds really well. It also will become a rust inhibitor, and I think it's all a bunch of pluses. So we're gonna go for it. One of the nice things I did this week was get these painted, got them all drilled up and installed, and down there on the bottom too. Getting them far enough forward was kind of tough. That little gap you see there will, once we put the motor mounts on, will squeeze up. That's just your normal flex. So I was happy to get that done. The other thing I did was I upsized this from the 3 to a 4. For some reason, the 3 was sitting there sloppy, even with the shim in, with the sleeve. So I put some Teflon tape on here just to make this a little smoother, and I upgraded to the next size bolt and got that finished off. Of course, we got the wings off, put back in their rack, and got this sitting here back in its happy spot. Soon I'll be probably putting the suspension on and doing something with the table. Probably cut the table right in half. All right, well, let's get to this. I'm going to take it off now and drill out the bottom. You have to get a little gun for it to, the cheapest one I could find, because I'm not going to be using it a lot, was this OMNI tools. Anyway, it's on Amazon. There, now the air will have a place to go. And if I put enough foam in, hopefully it'll just fill the whole tube. I'm trying to remember, I think it had a pretty good expansion rate. It was nice to hear somebody remark on the video that that drain hole, they have a drain hole built in the Super Duties. So that made me feel good about drilling that. But you do need a place for the air to go. These have mixing tips. It does almost fit in there. That might be the ticket, upside down. Probably should go up one more size hole. Yeah, definitely. Then I could just do the mixing tip, do it on the level, inject it, it'll push all the air out the top, and it'll stop going past this, hopefully. I gotta think through, you know, there's another option. I could run a tube down to the bottom and inject and pull out at the same time. And I don't know if I have much room on each side of this pipe though to get it in the, to get it down in there, because I want a sizable tube. Just stuff like that. Went in all the way up to the shaft, got stuck. Scared me. Oh, that's much better. Well, I sloshed around lacquer thinner in there quite a bit, and I think that helped clean any oils out. We'll do it one more time. I'm gonna take it outside. Well, that's about as clean as I can get it. Of course, I'm getting everything pretty clean above that pole, but I want it clean below more than anything. Okay, I think I made my final decision. If I inject it on the level right here, it's going to puddle in here and start to expand and hopefully push past. And if I just got to inject a ton and keep this plugged, and it'll shove the air out the top, and it'll stop when it comes out the other end. I'll just lay some rags down here just in case it does overfill. When I did this in automotive, I always shot a little out to even them up, because sometimes there's air. And then, well, first thing I'm going to do is purge this just so that they're the same, that there won't be mixing. Just a little bluff like that gets them caught up. You got a better chance of mixing properly. And then if you don't want them to start mix and mess the tip up, just wipe off the excess. And straight to it. Going to save it, pop that off immediately. Wipe it clean, put your plug back in. Make sure you look at what side does what color before you drop that in. Starting to react now, so it's probably heading up, heading down. Now I think what I should do, so that it does it evenly, is tip it up. That's coming up past the pipe right now as we speak. I'm going to run the rest down to the bottom, to the top here. Sorry about that. I was in more of a hurry than I was trying to film things properly. It's up to here. Oh, it's starting to climb now. So you can see it's starting to really climb. That was, for your information, that's the whole tube I put in there. Put in 2/3 of it in the bottom, taped it off, and put the rest in the top. That's shoving out the bottom and getting good hard and hot too. Okay, one whole tube put in the bottom, 2/3 came up to here. It just came around these posts. Oops. 2/3 of it filled that up to here, and then the rest came up to, and when I poured it in the top, it came up to right here. It's not quite to the top. I probably should have injected every bit of it in the bottom, but I thought it was gonna like fill up and overflow. Well, I'm definitely still gonna have to put some kind of anti-corrosion in the last top. I don't know, 8 inches of it at the top is still open. So it's fully to here. So that's solid pillar foam. I'm a little bit disappointed. I figured it would overflow both ends. Boy, that stuff's something, ain't it? Look at that. And that bonds like crazy. I mean, it's so gooey and gluey. Whatever it touches, it bonds to. I think this is going to serve me well. It's really good and warm now. It's really taken off. The next thing I'm going to do is get these bottom pucks put in, but I gotta make up my mind about where I'm gonna put them. Back here, there's 3 rivets, and I've gotta mark them and either hollow this out so that it goes back flat, or that it fits against those rivets. I think I'm going to hollow them out with a drill just lightly so that these will fit back flush against this metal. That's the next thing I'm going to start playing with. Put down in the remarks if you think this is an awful idea or a great idea, so other people, in case they ever see it, they can get your opinions. And all right, thanks a lot for coming along. We'll see you in the next one. Also, if you want to know how I hooked up my flaperons, you can check that out up here.